Welcome, folks. My name is Dr. Ameer Thompson. I am the Dean of Science and Technology at Kenyatta College, and I have the privilege today of being able to sit down and speak with Professor Henderson and learn more about the Los Medanos College 28th Gospel Celebration Concert. So please, Professor Henderson, thank you so much for joining me today to inform me about all of this wonderful work you've done. Could you please introduce yourself to the digital media academic world?
Okay, as you said, my name is Silvester Carl Henderson. I am tenured professor at Los Medanos College. I'm the director of choral activities, vocal activities, and keyboard studies. I've been at Los Medanos College as a full professor since 1994. Oh, wow, that's a long time. And I started there teaching part-time from 1993 to 1994. And so I'm grateful to answer any question that you have about our celebration sequel that we've created that's become a pretty national program.
Well, thank you for that. And so 1994, that's an amazing storied career you've had as a professor at Los Medanos College. And I'm just kind of curious, can you please first describe some of your work and obligations as a professor at Los Medanos College over the last almost 30 years of dedicated work to our community and our scholars?
Well, you know what? First of all, my main task has been to teach vocal pedagogy, choral pedagogy, keyboard studies, but I've had an opportunity to teach a variety of all of our musicianship classes, our music theory classes, our general music classes. Pretty much I've taught all of the classes in the department except our instrumental courses. I've held various positions. I've been chair of the Department of Music for 18 years now, 17, 18 years. I was chair so long I lost track of it. I've worked in many capacities, not just at the college, but at the district as well. I worked as the Academic Senate President for the college for 4.5 years. I've served on almost every committee at our local campus, as well as I've been involved with the district as well. I've served as the president of the district senate, as chair of our governance council committee, as vice president of our faculty senate coordinating council, which is what we call our district senate. Then I was fortunate for 3 years to serve as an executive member of our 14-member council for the state of California's Academic Center for California Community Colleges. And I also served as president of the Academic Center for California Community Colleges Foundation. I was involved in helping to plan the state's diversity conference. I ran the part-time committee for the state senate. There's just a variety. I can't really think of all of the committee work that I've done. I've been at the college so long and been here so long. I'm kind of getting up there in age now. So my mind has to go back, and I've forgotten a lot of stuff. But I've had a wonderful career at Los Medanos College, and I'm very grateful for my wonderful trajectory at Los Medanos College.
Well, I think I can speak for the community in saying we're very grateful for everything you've done. And somehow in all of your spare time, you've created this amazing gospel celebration. And it's something I've heard about, in various circles for many, many years. You're in your 28th year now. So what exactly is the community gospel celebration?
Well, the community gospel celebration is where I simply use music as the tool, primarily urban religious music, because of its festive nature, as a tool of bringing the community together to celebrate Los Medanos College, see our students perform, and to really encourage education and enrollment to the college, to really show the festive nature of the college in an inviting way, but to really talk about the mission and beliefs of the college and the district, to really share the core missions of the California Community College system, but you need a marketing tool, and gospel music is that marketing tool. And so even though it's kind of unique in that we are the only program of this type in the entire United States, and we have reached a national success for this program, we are in our 28th year, of which our last 3 years have been virtual, which was, we missed 1 year because of the pandemic. This technically should be my 29th year. And because my goal was to run it for 30 years and to begin to look for someone to come after me. So I still have a couple of more years to go, but this is our 28th year. And I'm grateful because the celebration not only has a lot of attention been brought to Los Medanos College, but it allows the students to network with the cadre of national stars all around the world. We've been listed in national publication, local magazines. We've been given over $1 million of newspaper advertisements. We were very fortunate. The Time Out section in the San Francisco Chronicle, which only celebrates high-level stars, they gave us for a couple of years free advertisement. We used to have billboard advertisement, so it made the students and the college feel not only just like an academic institution, but it really networked and incorporated the world of entertainment with Los Medanos College. And my belief is that entertainment is one of the most wonderful fields to go into, and entertainment is also a science. And so music is a science. And so I'm so grateful. When I started the sequel years ago, it was really kind of a takeoff of a program I had started at the University of California, Berkeley. I started a program called the Gospel Experience at UC Berkeley that reached international success. And it was more specialized. The choir at UC Berkeley, which was the Young Inspiration Gospel Choir, they were named by the Smithsonian Institute, DC at that time, as the finest university ensemble in the nation. Wow. And so when I came to Los Medanos College, I wanted to create another similar program, but I wanted it to be more community-based where anyone could join. And that's where I came up with the idea of the gospel celebration. So from this program, we've had a chance to network with, like I said, a cadre of stars. The students are able to have a first chance to perform with mega stars all over the country. They're able to talk to them, hug them, get encouragement from them, ask about the world of entertainment, email them. They're able to demonstrate their learning objectives in a public performance. The community is able to come together and see their outstanding performance. The district is able to find pride in showing how they support the humanity and arts. And the whole program is celebrated, and it has brought a lot of acclaim to our college as well, our district, and it's honored our students. So I'm grateful to have been the creator.
No, so that makes a lot of sense, and really, I wanted to ask a couple of follow-up questions to that, because you keyed in a couple things that were interesting to me. You mentioned science, and we know that students benefit from exposure to STEAM. So for those of you who are not familiar, STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So those fields.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, so what types of influences has this type of STEAM programming had on your students, as well as the college, the community, and the district?
Well, you know what, we have, from a STEM standpoint, we believe that music itself is science. That music, especially back in the old years when music was part of the, I would say, your more beginning parts of history and education in the great universities over in Europe, there was a word called the quadrivium. And the quadrivium is, one of the elements of the quadrivium was to use music as one of the most integral subjects to study. And the reason that the Greek gods and the leaders of society felt music was so important was because music is one of the few fields that deals with calculation and emotion. Music deals with calculation, with its math, and emotion, which is biology and science. So when you really perform, you learn that you're dealing with rhythms and you're dealing with expression combined together. And that is really science. I think when students are able to perform and to move and to sing, you have biology, you have calculation, you have thinking, you have cognitive learning. Your intellectual skills are growing. And so I believe, as the creator, as well as I've gotten many of the students to believe that as well, that music is science. So the way I look at this celebration is that it does celebrate science.
And speaking of celebrations, your program has hosted a number of prominent celebrities, as you mentioned. I'm curious, who are some of these celebrity guests that have been part of this programming?
I'm going to share a screen so that we can show just many of the stars that we have brought to the college.
I can see your screen, yes.
We've been fortunate enough to bring the personality of Daryl Coley. We've brought Kurt Carr. These are some of the nation's most well-respected artists. V. Michael McKay, who works with the artist Yolanda Adams, Micah Stampley. Some of them I've forgotten myself, it's been so long. Billy Porter, who is a Broadway performer now. The late Helen Stevens. We've had a chance to bring Howard Hewitt. We've brought Kenny Lattimore, Gerald Albright. Missing in this picture is the legendary Kirk Whalum. We've had Chris Walker, Kathy Taylor Brown, Kevin LeVar, Anita Wilson, and just a host of other guests. We had recently James Iglehart, who is the big Broadway star, and Aladdin. And I'm gonna tell you the thing about James Iglehart that I'm so excited about. He took classes at Los Medanos College in our beginning voice classes years ago. And he was a student there at Los Medanos College and UC Berkeley. And so to me, it's an honor for us. And it was an honor for us to have him to be our guest at our 27th celebration. God, we've had a host of community stars. I can't even name off probably every African American very well noted performer. We bring a lot of the faith-based ensembles to the celebration. We've had great university performers, a lot of lecturers. A couple of years ago, maybe about 12, I decided that I wanted to add a lecture component. And so we were able to bring Dr. Tyrone Howard to serve as a motivational speaker for us. You, as a graduate, Dr. Ameer Thompson, who's very noted as an administrator and as a professional in your field, you served as, I believe, our motivational speaker once. And we were fortunate enough to bring Dr. James Lance Taylor, who is the political scientist from the University of California. Last year, we had Dr. Monique Charles, who is a great lecturer from the University of London. And so, as a result of running this program, I was also invited to serve on a panel of discussing African American music and its impact in African American studies over in London. Unfortunately, I didn't go because there was some financial constraints, but I was honored. I was asked to by Dr. Kehinde Andrews from Brigham Young, no, it wasn't Brigham Young, Birmingham City University invited me from London to come and become part of a lecture. But all these things were as a result of the program that ran at Los Medanos College. So that's just to name a few. There were so many people when we had our 25th year anniversary. It took us months to get the list of the cadre of all of the celebrities that you see on television all the time. Billy Porter's on TV all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lagerhart is on television. Kenny Lattimore's on TV all the time. Gerald Albert, all these people. God, it took me for... I'm honored that an academic program by community college students could reach such a level of notoriety that these famous stars would agree to come and perform. That's quite an honor for us as the department, a college, and the district. So the list is just enormous. And we've engaged with almost every academic institution from, I would say, elementary school to private and public university across the state of California and abroad as well. We've had lecturers from Stanford, from CSU, from Berkeley, from the CSU system, from Berkeley, Dr. Nicholas Bayham from CSU East Bay. The list goes on and on. But most important, even though I do enjoy networking with all of the creative professionals in the field of entertainment, what I am most proud of is the success of the students, because this program has been like the catalyst that has allowed many of our students to celebrate their talent and to give them the umption to continue to want to go on and transfer to continue their bachelor's or master's or doctorate. One of our recent graduates, Dr. Duwana Demas, she was in my core program at Los Medanos College back in like 1994. She is a professor at Modesto Junior College. And I tell myself, wow, man, either I'm really getting old or she's getting old. So we've just had a cadre of talent that's come through the college.
Now that all sounds like it's amazing the work you've done for this program, this community, but I can't imagine that it's been easy. So I'm wondering, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered in trying to create this international event?
Funding. Funding and dealing with all of the policies that the district has that are really restricted by California laws. It's been really, really challenging. One of the greatest things that happened was the district created one of our historic chancellors, Dr. Helen Benjamin, worked along with the district office to give the program support to create a foundation account. So, from our foundation account, we've been able to rally up support. Many of our political leaders throughout the county of Contra Costa annually have donated money to the program because of its stance with diversity and equity, especially County Supervisor Federal Glover.
Yes.
He has been a great supporter of this program. And so our foundation account has helped us to be able to navigate, because the challenge is the institution has a level of requirements for payment, but the world of entertainment, art and entertainment, it has its own pedigree and credentials. And so they generally don't operate. And it has been so challenging trying to find a way to fund these events. But I have to really be honest, even though I've had a lot of challenges at Los Medanos College, especially many of our earlier administrators, especially President Peter Garcia, they were just wonderful. Our last administrators, they were good as well. But our earlier administrators, when the program started, I think they really captured the essence of the value of the event more holistically. And they really supported this event very, very well. And so the event has been around for so long. Like I said, my goal is to make 30 years for the event. At least to know that I've been able to be the chief executive operator and artistic director of it for 30 years. So I'm kind of getting right there.
We're getting real close. I'm getting real close.
But I would say that has been the major challenge. In addition to that, the second challenge has been, which is the secondary challenge, once you build a great choral program in colleges, students don't stay. So trying to keep a very high level of prolific sound and prolific choral artistry from an urban music standpoint choral music standpoint has been another challenge, because I change students every semester.
Yeah.
And then with the repeatability issue that came with the California community colleges, that didn't help in terms of the enrollment of many of our members and our core members. That restricted. So trying to keep the program going has been a great challenge. But I'm fortunate to say that in our earlier years, we started the program at the campus with about 400 every spring. Then it grew to the point that we got over close to 2,500. Our 10th year anniversary, we celebrated with 2,500 individuals.
Wow.
And then I got pneumonia.
Oh, gosh.
I got so sick because I was 34 when I started. I was 33 when the idea came, but I was 34 when I started the event. So you can realize how young I am now. And so I worked so hard with this event along with the students, selling tickets and trying to build a public and momentum about coming to support this program, that I ended up getting pneumonia after our 10th year anniversary. And because normally the event could not be hosted at the college. Sure. We hold the event at the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Auditorium for a couple of years. Then we used BD Auditorium for the Antioch High School. And then following that, I think about the 13th year, I decided that 500 was enough. Yeah. So you know what? Once I got to that 2,500 mark with the student organization, it was just so massive that even though we had created the largest artistic celebration of any public institution in Contra Costa County, or probably California, I decided that I did not want to leave this earth at a concert. So I said, you know what, the rest of 500 is enough.
Yeah, that seems like plenty.
So back around the 13th celebration, gospel celebration, I moved it back to the campus. And so now we attract about 450 to 500 people every spring. It could be more, but that's about where we're at. The college had in their plan talked about creating some form of a performing arts center. I'm not sure I'll be around when that come to fruition, but
sure.
But I think 500 people, that's generally what we attract every spring now. And like I said, the last couple of years, since the 26th celebration, we have been virtual. So it's reached over 20,000.
Wow.
We've had over 20,000 views collectively on our 26th celebration, over the 27th celebration. And so it's actually reached a larger crowd, but it's virtual.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to either have the 29th and the 30th back at the campus again.
No, I think that'd be a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Now, you've been doing this for almost 30 years, 28, 29 years. You've seen it change over time. We've had the COVID issue and we got to pivot to a virtual concert, so that's a whole different animal altogether. If you had a crystal ball What would you say is the future for this celebration? And really, so what are some of your goals and the objectives going forward?
Well, my biggest goal is to be able to, before I retire, is to create an AA program in African American gospel music. I was fortunate enough to write a curricular program where I teach part-time at College of Alameda, so I do have a certificate program that is around gospel music studies. And I'm very grateful for my experience that I currently have working parallel with Los Angeles College at College of Alameda. But my ultimate goal is to create a CTE-like applied AA program in gospel music, because now African American gospel music has one place in the whole country you can go. Is at the District of Columbia. I believe at the District of Columbia University actually has a bachelor's degree in gospel music studies. It's the only one in the world. And so I would like to create the first associate program so that we could create a transfer relationship from that program to one of the historical Black colleges. And hopefully, I recall seeing an advertisement of some form of a program that was being held at Fresno State University at one point a couple of years ago. I haven't really stayed too close to it, but my goal, like I said, really is to create a degree program before I retire. And because I've done it in a certificate manner, now it's just a matter of presenting it to my department. And I've already talked about it before, and they're in great support. And hopefully to be able to credentialize the music in such a way where the certification becomes the base standard for hiring musicians that concentrate in African American religious music.
No, it sounds like it's a wonderful history that's preceded this, and the present is full of promise, and the future, I think you'll have lots more to do, whether that's you at the helm or your successor. This is certainly going to continue to be a program that serves the community. Now, I know we're running out of time here, so I wanted to see if there's any other thoughts or ideas that you'd like to communicate out to the folks out there who are watching this about your storied career or this celebration in particular.
Well, first of all, Dr. Thompson, I want to thank you for taking the time to interview me for the students, to talk about our massive work over the close to 30 years. I want to thank you for all of your love and support that you offered as being part of our motivational speaker series in the conference as well. I would simply just like to ask our community of supporters to understand that we use gospel music. The gospel music is very, very important to me, of course. But I want to say that what's most important is higher education. And that, as I stated earlier, is that the gospel music is simply used as a marketing tool to present the music in an excellent manner so that students can have a creative outcome and element that can display their work, but it can display their work and motivate them to stay focused to complete their holistic education. We're one component of it. Music is a great tool, and as a music professor, I've had a wonderful career as an academic, a musician, and a public artist. I've just had an incredible background, but I want all students to understand and the community to understand that my ultimate goal is to continue to educate students of color, but especially all students, and that I want the music itself to stand as a baseline for motivating individuals to complete not only their associate's degree, but their bachelor's degree, if needed, their master's degree, and to get to the level of accomplishment that you yourself, Dr. Thompson, have achieved with a doctorate degree from Cornell University. And so that's really my goal, to serve as a beacon to promote higher education, because I believe without a higher education, the world stops. And so From that, I want to say I appreciate you for your kindness and love, and thank you for taking the time to speak with me, sir.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and share in this space with you and hear the wise words from a wise man, and more importantly, a community-focused, humbled servant. So who has gone out of his way for the last 30 years to put this together. So thank you for everything you've done to serve our students.
And thank you very much. And we'll be looking forward to talking with you shortly. Thank you and have a good day.
Wonderful.
Bye-bye now.